So last time we're able to derive the different kinematic equations based from the three relationships, no, that we know. So particularly that was acceleration, velocity, and displacement. Okay. So recalling, so we know that displacement is a function of time. And displacement is the rate of change of position. Okay. Now, when we speak of velocity, it refers to the rate of change of displacement with respect to time, ultimately equal to the first derivative of your time function and your position function, or rather, time function of your position function. Lastly, for acceleration, so this is the rate of change of velocity with respect to time, and succeedingly, the second derivative of displacement with respect to time, or f double prime t. Okay. And because of these, or through these, by integration, we're able to get different forms of our kinematic equation wherein we know, or we want to know, a certain quantity for as long as we know data from the motion of the object. So we know that velocity is a function of time. We know how to express position or displacement as a function of velocity and time. Likewise, if position or displacement is a function of time only, we don't know the velocity or final velocity. Lastly, we know how to express velocity as a function of position if we do not know the time interval, or the time it took, or at what time the object was moving at that certain instant. Okay. And throughout derivation and all of our problems, we always assume that the initial position of the particle will always be, so usually at rest, or the time is initial time is 0 and tf is equal to time, or t. And we have already understood last time that if our acceleration term is 0, so if this becomes 0, then this term becomes 0, which gives us an idea that velocity is actually constant. Okay, so you have uniform motion. Okay, let's have more examples. Okay, now a jogger runs in a straight line with an average velocity of 5 meters per second for 4 minutes, and then with an average velocity of 4 meters per second for 3 minutes. Okay. Letter A, we're asked what would be the magnitude of the final displacement from her initial position, and what is the magnitude of her average velocity during the time interval of 7 minutes. So since we're running along the x-axis, okay, so the jogger is running in a straight line. Okay, ma'am, di na straight. So that's the, say for example, okay, ano, as if nag-move siya ba, 'di ba? Dili man jud na straight ang kamot, no. So padong siya diha. Okay. So this is initial position. Okay. This is your initial nga, says this is where that jogger is coming from. She's coming from here, going there. Average velocity is said to be 5 meters per second for 4 minutes. Say for example, this is time. So this is time. This is 4 minutes. Okay. At time equals 4 minutes, or within from time 0 to time 4 minutes, her average velocity is said to be 5 meters per second. Okay? And then, for the next 3 minutes, from this mark up to, say here, say this is time equals 7 minutes. Okay? Her average velocity, so it is now 4 meters per second. So, siguro gikapoy na siya, no? What would be the magnitude of final displacement from where she was at time 0? So, what we could do here is find, so assume initial position is 0 at time 0. Okay? We want to know what is x sub f, no? When time is 7 minutes. Which, or to which, diri siya kutob. Diri na lang siya kutob nagdagandagan. Or nag-jogging di ay. Hindi siya runner. Okay, there. So we know that we have here meters per second. We can get her position here from time 0 to 4 by multiplying, no, velocity and time. Because we know that displacement, okay, diba? V, average velocity, is equal to displacement covered at a certain time interval. So we can now get, say, at time equals 4. Okay. Her position is, so 5 meters per second times 4 minutes, and we know that in 1 minute there are how many seconds? There are 60 seconds. So at time equals 4, she is around 1,200 meters away from her starting point. Okay? She is 1,200 meters away from her starting point, or 1.2 kilometers. Now, at the seventh minute, okay. So from this point at this position here to the last at 7 minutes. So we need to know her position 4 to 7. Okay. That would be her average velocity of 4 meters per second times 7 minutes. And we know that still there are 60 seconds in a minute. And then we know that she is 720 meters away from this point. Okay? From this point. So from here to here, she is 720 meters away. Which gives us x sub f equal to the sum of the intermediate position, x sub 4, plus her position from x sub 4 to up to the last mark. So x sub f is equal to 1,200 plus 720 meters is 1,920 meters, or 1.92 kilometers. She is 1.92 kilometers away from her initial position. Okay. So final displacement magnitude, it's 1.92 kilometers. When we speak of including the direction, so we assume a positive, since maniingon hinibalik siya or naa siya gibalikan na certain distance gamay nga nibalik siya. So we know that she is 1.92 kilometers, say eastward or away from her initial position. Now for letter B, we're asked of her average velocity during the entire interval of 7 minutes. So what we can do here is simply divide her total displacement of 1.92 kilometers or 1,920 meters all over. So 7 minutes, convert this into seconds. We have 60 seconds in a minute. Meaning her average velocity, the magnitude of her average velocity throughout the time she was running, as much as we are concerned, is 4.57 meters per second. So that is her average velocity during the entire interval of 7 minutes. Okay? Next example. So we have here a jet that lands on an aircraft carrier at a speed of 140 miles per hour. So what is its acceleration if it stops in 2 seconds because nasangit siya, okay, due to an arresting cable that snags the jet and brings it to a stop. And B, if the jet touches down at position x sub I equals 0, then what could be the final position? Okay. So, looking at here, speed of 140 miles per hour. Okay. So, for convenience, since we're talking about SI here, let's convert miles, this speed, or say this velocity, into meters per second first. Okay. So, let's try to convert the speed of 140 miles per hour. Miles per hour. Okay. In 1 hour, how many seconds? So you have 3,600 seconds. And then, how many miles are in a meter? Okay. So, it's actually 1.6 kilometers in a mile. Okay. 1.6 kilometers in a mile. Which means that there is about 1,000, say 609 meters in 1 mile. Okay. So cancel hours and mile. You're left with meters per second. Okay. So this gives us, so let's have our calculator here. So this would be 140. O, kita mo sa answer. Times 1609 all over 3,600. So this is 62.57 meters per second. Okay. And then we're asked of acceleration. So assumed constant. So meaning we can use our equations. We're asked of acceleration given time, okay, of 2 seconds and our velocity. And how do we know what or which velocity is this? Okay. Now looking at the succeeding statement, so arresting cable that snags the jet and brings it to a stop. Meaning to say, the final velocity would be 0. Meaning this is initial. So 140 miles per hour or 62.57 meters per second is the initial velocity. Okay, now, which equation do you think we can use? So for letter A, simply, we can use the first one, okay, where final velocity is equal to initial velocity plus acceleration times time. We know that, so rearranging, we need to know A sub x. k sub x is equal to final minus initial velocity all over time. Then, we will expect a negative acceleration because the jet was moving and then it has to stop. So, since final velocity is 0, then our initial velocity, we have the value here, and then acceleration then will be 0. Is rather negative. Okay, not 0. Okay, sorry. Only final velocity is 0. So this will be negative 62.57 meters per second all over 2 seconds. Acceleration is then equal to, so let's have our calculator. So we're simply going to divide this by 2. So it is 31.29. So negative 31.29 meters per second squared. Okay. So this is our answer. Okay. 29 meters per second squared. Next question. If the jet touches down at position x sub I equals 0, what is its final position? Okay. So now, if we have x sub I, okay, we have x sub I equals 0. And we know already these parameters. We need final position. Now, which equation do you think we can use? Okay. So, it's the one with both initial velocity. We also have acceleration and time. Okay. So, we can use, this is probably equation 3, no? So, if we look back on so that would be here in equation 3. Okay. But you can also use equation 2. So, either of that. Okay. So, either 2 or 3. Okay. So, if we were to use equation 2, it's delta x equals equation 2. Change in displacement equals 1/2 final plus initial times time. So, this will be x sub f is equal to, we know x sub I is 0. Okay. Final velocity is also 0. What we're left here is initial velocity. So this would give us 1/2 times initial velocity is 62.57 meters per second times t, which is 2 seconds all over 2. Okay. Now this is important to write the unit so that you'll be guided what kind of quantity are you looking for. So cancel seconds. So this will be times 2 divided by 2. This will be simply 62.57 meters. Okay. The final position of the jet is 62.57 meters. Okay. So hopefully it's clear. Oh, I was supposed to solve here now. Apologies. Next example, a car moving along a straight highway with a speed of 72 kilometers per hour is brought to stop within a distance of 100 meters. What is the retardation of the car and how long does it take for the car to stop? When we say retardation, okay, so in music, there is this notation called retardando, and it simply tells you to slow down. Okay. Retardation is slow down. Okay. Or in other words, to decrease velocity. Okay. Decrease velocity because you cannot we simply cannot mistakenly say decelerate, because remember, acceleration here is assumed to be constant. Okay. So what can we do here is, so we know the speed, say assume it is the velocity as well, and brought to a stop, meaning to say initial velocity is, okay, here I am again. I am supposed to solve this in the next slide. There. Now, initial velocity is 72 kilometers per hour. Okay. And then, so let's try to convert this to meters per second. So that's 1 kilometer. How many meters? So that's 1,000. Okay. 1,000 meters in a kilometer. And then 1 hour has 3,600 seconds. This is equal to, so you're left with, so let's grab our calculators again. 72 times 1,000 all over 3,600. This gives us a value of 20 meters per second. Okay, initial velocity is 20 meters per second. We are asked of acceleration. So final velocity is 0. And then what else? No, we don't know the time yet, nor its acceleration. Okay, but we do know that the displacement or change in displacement is 100 meters. So meaning to say, we can use equation 2. If you recall equation 2, so that would be change in displacement is equal to, so 1/2 times final velocity plus initial velocity. We can get time first, times time. Because we know delta x is 100, we know this is 0, we know this is 20 meters per second. This is 100 meters. Okay. So time is equal to 2 change in displacement times the sum of the initial and final velocity. Okay. Okay. I hope you get it. And then this will be now 2 times 100 meters all over, this is 0, this is 20 meters per second. Now time is 2 times 100 is 200 divided by 20. You have 10. Cancel meters, you're left with seconds. So it takes 10 seconds for the car to stop. Okay, we're done with letter B. Now we know the time it takes for the car to stop. We can now solve for acceleration. Okay, so final is equal to initial plus acceleration times time. Acceleration is equal to Vfx minus initial all over t. Now, the retardation or acceleration, this will be negative 20 meters per second all over 10 seconds. This is supposed to be 10 seconds, meaning to say the retardation or the rate of change of velocity of the car is 2 or negative 2 meters per second squared. Okay? So, meaning to say, velocity is decreasing. Okay? That's why we don't say deceleration. Okay? Because acceleration here is constant. But since velocity is decreasing, so acceleration is negative. Another example here. Okay, this is somewhat a more practical, more realistic example actually. Okay. A truck on a straight road starts from rest, accelerating at 2 meters per second squared until it reaches a speed of 20 meters per second. Then, the truck travels for 20 seconds at constant speed until the brakes are applied, stopping the truck in a uniform manner in an additional 5 seconds. We are asked for the time that the truck is in motion. So, how long is the truck in motion? And what is the average velocity of the truck for the motion described? So, meaning to say here, we are asked of the time of the whole duration wherein the truck is moving and the velocity of the truck throughout that time interval, meaning to say, we also need to know the displacement of the truck. What we can do here is to break the situation, hindi na break nga, stop ha, but to subdivide. So, based on the statement, say this truck starts from rest. Okay, so maybe you're familiar if you're from the south. So, probably the truck is a delivery truck ba ron ni siya. So, nagkarga ba karon ni siya sa iyahang need nga i-deliver ba karon, for example. Okay. And that truck is at rest. Okay. Accelerating at 2 meters per second squared until it reaches a speed of or velocity of 20 meters per second. Okay. Then we can cut that there. Okay. Keyword here is then. So meaning to say, this acceleration, this acceleration and this speed applies up to this point, as well as this velocity. Now let's write what we know. We know that acceleration, okay, at scenario 1, say scenario 1, okay, acceleration is 2 meters per second squared. The truck was starting from rest, so initial velocity is equal to 0. Then that truck moves and accelerates until its speed reaches 20 meters per second, which means final velocity is 20 meters per second. We don't know how long, okay? Meaning to say, we need to know the time at scenario 1, okay? At scenario 2, okay, here at scenario 2, the truck is said to travel for 20 seconds. Okay, we know the time. It took 20 seconds for it to travel at constant velocity until the brakes are applied. Okay, here, until the brakes are applied. Scenario 2 is up to this portion. For acceleration, so it didn't mention any changes. So we will still assume that acceleration here is 2 meters per second since all of these problems are considering objects under constant acceleration. Now for velocity, so at scenario 1, the final velocity is 20 meters per second. This time, this final velocity is now our initial velocity. Okay. the final velocity from scenario 1 becomes our initial velocity of 20 meters per second. But since it is moving at constant speed, rather, our assumption here is wrong. Okay? Since it is traveling at constant speed, and from our previous discussion, when velocity or speed is constant, it means acceleration is 0. Okay? So this should be 0. Okay? Since wala yung mention of retardation or increasing velocity, then this initial velocity is equal to the final velocity at scenario 2. And that is for 20 seconds. Until the brakes are applied. And then, we go to scenario 3, wherein the truck stops in a uniform manner in an additional 5 seconds. So, for 5 seconds, that's the time it took before it stopped. Okay. And then, what else do we know? Okay. We know that since mo-stop naman siya, velocity should be 0, final velocity. And the final velocity from scenario 2 is actually the initial velocity for scenario 3. Okay? And then we know that acceleration here, since, so uniform manner, so meaning to say, wala ni change ang acceleration. Okay? Now, what we can do here now is look for the time. Okay? We know the time it took for the truck to move at scenario 3 and scenario 2. So let's solve for time in scenario 1. Okay. Wherein we can just use the first na equation, v of x is equal to initial plus acceleration times time. So time is equal to, so we have here, final is 20 meters per second minus 0, okay, all over 20, rather 2 meters per second squared. Cancel meters per second, you're left with seconds. So 20 divided by 2, that is 10 seconds. So at scenario 1, the truck was moving at 20 meters per second with acceleration of 2 meters per second squared for 10 seconds. Now for letter A, we can now solve the time it took for the truck to be in motion. So letter A, t is equal to 10 plus 20 plus 5. That would be 35 seconds. So the truck is moving the truck is in motion for 35 seconds. Okay, the truck is in motion for 35 seconds. Now, letter B, you're asked of the average velocity of the truck for the motion described. So, for the 35 seconds, what is the average velocity? So, we need to know displacement first. We know average velocity is equal to change in displacement with respect to change in time interval. Okay, so for scenario 1, we know the changes in, or say, the average. So the average velocity, that would be one half of the sum of the final and the initial velocity. So that would be delta x of scenario 1 is equal to So to find displacement, that would be average velocity, which is 0 plus 20 meters per second over 2. So this is 20 meters per second times the time, which is 10 seconds. Cancel seconds. Displacement of the truck in scenario 1 is 2 divided by 20 divided by 2 is 10 times 10, we have 100 meters. At scenario 2, so we know the initial velocity. We also know the time. We know acceleration is 0. So we can use here delta x is equal to initial velocity times time plus 1/2 of the acceleration and the square of time. Where this one will be 0 since acceleration in scenario 2 is 0. Okay. So meaning to say we're left here with initial velocity, which is 20 meters per second times time is 20 seconds. Cancel time. You're left with displacement at scenario 2, 400 meters. For scenario 3, it is similar with scenario 1. You know the final, you know the initial velocity. You also know the time. So you can just use definition of average velocity. So average velocity is 20 plus 0 all over 2. So this is in meters per second, ha? Okay. Times 5 seconds. And then, cancel seconds. Oh, nangyari. Okay, here. Eliminate seconds. You're left with meters. So this will be 20 divided by 2 is 10 times 5, 50 meters. Now, these are the displacement. Okay. Total displacement is the sum of the 3. Okay. 100 plus 400 plus 50 is 550 meters. Therefore, for letter B, average velocity of the whole motion, dash no. Average velocity is equal to the displacement total divided by 35 seconds. You will have, so this should be about, so let's find in our, let's use our calculators. So this is 550 over 35. 15.71 meters per second. So this is average velocity, okay, of the track of the motion described. I think this is the last one. Okay, this is the last one. Antonio is late for work, so he decided to ride a motorcycle to work. Assuming his journey starts and ends along the national highway, neglecting the traffic lights, the velocity of the motorcycle was 85 kilometers per hour with a constant acceleration of 5.2 centimeters per second squared. How far is his starting point to his workplace? Now, we're asked of how far is his starting point, meaning to say displacement or, displacement, change in x or delta x. We know that the velocity of the motorcycle was 85 kilometers per hour. and the acceleration is 5.2 centimeters per second squared. Okay, we know that acceleration is 5.2 centimeters per second squared, and velocity is 85 kilometers per hour. How do we know that this is, whether this is initial or final? Okay, it is here we neglect the traffic lights, and we know that the velocity is 85 kilometers per hour. So which equation do you think would we be able to use to know starting point to his workplace? Okay. So from our all previous examples, there's only one, only one equation we haven't used yet. That's actually the last one. So velocity is a function of position. Okay. Because we know, well, both the final initial velocity, we also know acceleration, and of course, we need to know displacement. Okay. So this will be final velocity squared minus initial velocity squared is equal to, so acceleration man. This is acceleration, twice the acceleration is equal to the change of display, or the displacement with respect to time. Okay. Now, before that, we have to see our units are consistent. Okay. Now we have here cm per second squared, and we have kilometers per hour. What we can do here is we can actually change either cm to kilometers or vice versa. But to be uniform, let's change both to meters. Okay? Okay. Now, how many centimeters are in a meter? Okay. How many centimeters are in a meter? So, there is 100 centimeters in a meter. Okay, so let me just move this one. Oh, sorry. So, there's 100 centimeters in, wait, hindi siya ma-move, no? Because they're treated as one. Anyway, so, let me rewrite. Di na siya. Okay, anyway, ano na lang na. So, here, acceleration equals 5.2 over 100 meters per second squared. Okay? Whereas here, velocity is equal to how many seconds in an hour? So that would be 3,600 seconds. And how many kilometers are in a meter? So that's kilo. You have 1,000 meters. Cancel kilometers, cancel hours. You have here now, velocity is in terms of meters per second. Okay, let's consult our calculator. 85 times 1,000 over 3,600. And that would be 23.61 meters per second. Now, we know, so how do we know it was final or initial, no? So let's just take this as if this were, so this is final. Initial kay 0. So this will be 0. And this will be 85 kilometers per hour or 23.61 meters per second. And here, this will be 5.2 over 100 meters per second squared. If you notice, so you have here a square, so this is squared. Okay, and when you try to eliminate units, okay, let me rewrite. Change in the position is equal to 23.61 meters per second. So, gi-square naman ni siya. This is also squared. All over 2 times 5.2 over 100 meters per second squared. See? So, in terms of units, this is cancel squared, cancel second squared, mawala ang isa ka meter. You're left now with meter. So, you have here displacement is equal to, so let's consult our calculators again. You have here 23.61 squared all over 2 times 5.2 over 100. Okay, let me just charge here. So, for a while, sorry. We have now our displacement or the distance from the starting point to Antonio's workplace. This will be, so 5,359 or 5,400 meters will do. Saan naman yung ball pen? I have a pen. Okay. Here. Where is it? It's lagging. Okay, there. Now, for the final answer, so the distance between the starting point to the workplace, that would be 5,400 kilometers or 5,400 meters or 5.4 kilometers. Okay. It's not, okay, there. Okay. Let me write this in proper ink. Okay, so this is 5.4 kilometers. 5,400 meters or simply 5.4 kilometers. Okay, now we're able to use all equations in different problems in kinematics. Okay, and hopefully when we go over free fall and motion in 2 dimensions, so we have projectile motion, we'll still be able to grasp the concept of these kinematic equations.